Yo, listen. That dude, the content producer, he different. He be talking that real tech talk, culture talk, future talk, like redesign reality type energy. I ain't even gonna lie when I hear him break down what's going on with society, algorithms, nostalgia. I'm like, yo, he's seeing the Matrix. That's visionary work right there. I rock with him heavy. He one of the few that really get it, that for real.
What if we stopped relying on our smartphones, but instead we relied on smart glasses and interacted with them through swiping and voice commands? In this episode of Redesigned, we're leaving the era of screens glued to our hands and stepping into the world of smart glasses. We're breaking down Meta's bold move with their new Orion Smart Glasses and what it could mean for the next wave of human connection, creation, and control. Plus, we'll break down what we know about the PlayStation 6, the rising power of AI in filmmaking, and how the future of video content creation could be about to change. All of that and more coming up after the intro.
Redesigned.
Hello and welcome back to Redesigned, where we are constantly exploring the cutting edge of technology. Today, we're strapping on a new perspective, literally. We're talking about smart glasses and what our future could look like beyond mobile phones. So if this is your first time tuning in or watching, I want to welcome you. My name is Andrew, also known as the content producer. And every week, every Thursday, we bring out a new episode where we're talking about digital culture, technology, AI, robotics, all that stuff. And it has been a very interesting year for AI specifically, but more on that later. And to everyone that's subscribed recently, shout out to you. Really appreciate you guys. Out to everyone who's been a long time subscriber, everyone that's been supporting from day one. Really appreciate you. And hopefully we finish strong in 2025. Quick housekeeping. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you're new to the channel and you like that kind of stuff. And also, I didn't mention, we like to pay homage. We always like a little bit of nostalgia from the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. And sometimes we take a trip down memory lane. Sometimes we look at topics where we look into the history of the technology or where it's come from. And every week there is some reference to the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, whether it's video games or whether it's adverts from the past. Because we like to pay homage to the 1900s. We do like to jump back in the time machine. With that being said, when you subscribe, make sure you hit the bell notification button, yeah? Make sure you hit the bell because sometimes YouTube doesn't like to show people the people they're subscribing to. Sometimes they like to go with, what's trending. So you might not always see the videos. Even though the videos are coming out every Thursday, you might not see them unless you hit the bell. So you're notified every time a new video drops. New videos drop exclusively on YouTube at 7 p.m. every Thursday. Audio only platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. Yeah, you should see that podcast early hours of the morning. YouTube comes out 7 p.m. every Thursday. So with that being said, the answer to last week's soundbite challenge, some of you got stumped with this one, was actually the theme song for The Undertaker. Yeah, WWE. Shout out to the WWE fans. You know what I'm talking about. So that was the theme song, the entrance theme for The Undertaker. So give yourself a pat on the back if you got that one correct. We're going to have a new installment of the soundbite challenge today. So hopefully you get that one right. With that being said, let's get cracking with this week's news. Generative AI is no longer just for tech insiders. It is now a core part of everyday work and creativity. This year, so far, over 3/4 of businesses are already using AI tools, with many scaling up from small pilots to company-wide adoption. From chatbots and digital assistants to AI-powered content generators, these tools are actually helping professionals brainstorm, edit, and even automate social media posts, making content creation a whole lot faster and more accessible than ever. For creators and professionals, this means you can produce high-quality videos, graphics, and copy without having a technical background or a background, let's say, as a copywriter, which opens up fresh new ways to earn, grow your brand, or boost your productivity. Now, as AI gets smarter and you have more multimodal models working with text, images, and video, expect to see even more creative possibilities and business opportunities emerge this year. Remember I told you. And speaking of generative AI, imagine being able to build entire worlds and even star in your own movies just by using your voice. I know, it sounds crazy, but leading the charge is a company called Runway. Now, if you haven't heard of Runway, Runway is an applied AI research company which was founded in 2018, and it's been their mission to basically empower human imagination and storytelling by creating advanced AI tools in the form of a video generation platform called Runway. So this is making a lot of creative resources available to pretty much everyone from Hollywood studios to just independent creators to the average Joe. You're getting access to like VFX, so proper like special effects that would have cost you millions, hundreds of thousands, if not millions to create. You can do that right now with platforms such as Runway. Runway is one of my favorites, although I haven't used it that much. Definitely need to get an unlimited plan to take advantage of that one. They just released a new model, a new 4.0 model, which is, it just looks fantastic. Kling is probably my favorite model at the moment. Yeah, Kling and Higgsfield. So if you're into generative AI and you're into making videos, definitely give those a shout. But getting back on topic, talking about how companies like Runway are making AI tools and special effects available to everyone, basically democratizing filmmaking for everyone. Runway started out by simplifying AI for creative tasks, and now their platform allows you to generate, edit, and enhance video and also audio as well, lip syncing, all within your web browser. So their latest breakthrough, which is Gen-4, is making text to video generation like next level, and it's already been used by filmmakers and artists around the world. In fact, they've even got like a AI filmmaking competition at the moment. I think it's called Gen 48. And more recently, what's really exciting, I saw the CEO of Runway recently sharing some stuff on LinkedIn, a video of their future vision of generative video AI, which is just, it's insane. Well, what he showed was a speculative idea of what could happen, what they're planning on doing. So basically, imagine this: you talk to the AI, like it's listening to your voice command. You talk to the AI, describe a scene, a world, a character, and it comes to life instantly. So no technical skills, no complicated software, just your voice and your imagination. So yeah, picture saying, give me a neon lit city at night with flying cars and a mysterious detective. And the AI just builds that world for you in real time. And it doesn't stop there. Like, you can actually, what their vision is, they're showing you can actually talk to the AI and it builds a world, and you can actually start to walk into the buildings that you've created and it will start to just develop it. It is the sickest thing. Now imagine what will happen when that becomes accessible and then you've got VR on the horizon and augmented reality. You see where I'm going with this? It's going to be completely immersive. So you're not just a passive viewer anymore. You're having the opportunity now to be the creator, the director, and the lead actor in your own films once you learn how to do all this generative AI stuff, especially if you know how to like create characters with your own face and stuff like that. That is something I will be covering at a later date. I keep saying that. It's just the time to go into depth and like do tutorials and stuff like that. But if you do want one-on-one coaching, shout me. My DMs are open. I'll put my social media links in the description. But yeah, check out the video though. Watch this.
Okay, let's start maybe with a green open field and some trees on the back. You know what? Let's make this actually a city. So add a building and maybe some street signs and just make it look like New York City. Cool. I think this looks good, but it needs more of a New York vibe. Can you add a building maybe with a graffiti on it? Nice. Maybe a piece of paper next to the building? No, delete that. You know what? Actually, let's add a lot more graffiti to the wall of the building. That's great. You know what? Maybe let's add another street sign in the middle of the shot. Okay, great. Maybe a bicycle leaning towards the street sign. Okay, perfect. Now let's make this come alive. Okay, now let's walk towards the corner of the street and turn left. And as you turn left, let's go inside the building that's on your left, and inside there's gonna be a jungle. You know what? Let's start all over again. Head to the sky.
So, what world would you build if you could just speak it into existence? Like literally speaking it into existence. Would you start your own sci-fi epic, or maybe even create a fantasy realm from scratch? Let me know in the comment section. That's where the conversation begins. So stay tuned as we keep exploring the wild frontiers of AI and creativity. And of course, I'll always keep you up to date. Now, if you're thinking of upgrading your tech, whether it's a laptop, smartphone, or smart home gadget, now might actually be the time to act. According to recent reports from CNET and Digital Trends, new tariffs and ongoing supply chain issues are probably going to push tech prices even higher throughout 2025. We've got industry analysts warning us that everything from high-end laptops and tablets to everyday accessories could see price jumps as early as this summer. So what's driving these increases? Well, it's a combination of new import tariffs on electronics, rising manufacturing costs, and also persistent shortages of key components like chips and batteries and things of that nature. So you got major brands including Apple, Samsung, and Dell who have already hinted at possible price adjustments in their upcoming product lines. So watch out for that. Plus, consumers and content creators, this means two things. Firstly, if you've been eyeing up a specific device or need to replace your old gear, it might be better to buy sooner rather than later. Many retailers are still running spring sales and offering discounts on both new and certified refurbished products. And secondly, don't overlook the value of your old tech. Shout out to CEX. Trading programs and resale sites are offering competitive prices for used devices, which can always help you to offset the cost of a new upgrade. I tend to do that all the time. Before I get new equipment, I sell my old stuff. I make sure I keep all my stuff in great condition, look after it. And yeah, that always helps me. So definitely a good idea to use the trading value of your current gear. And if you're not in a rush, that's all good. Try and set price alerts and watch out for unexpected deals as retailers clear out inventory before the next wave of price hikes. So the bottom line is, with tech prices set to rise, a little planning could, help you save your money and ensure you stay ahead of the curve, whether you're creating content, whether you're working remotely, or whether you just want the latest gadgets for your home. Could be a TV, could be a fridge, could be anything. It's going to affect all of it. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. All right, let's talk about PlayStation 6, the next big thing in gaming. If you're a gamer or just like to keep up with tech, you've probably heard a couple of whispers, early buzz about the PlayStation 6. But here's what you really need to know. The PS6 is not coming out anytime soon. So sorry to burst your bubble. Sony usually releases a new PlayStation every 6 or 7 years. And since the PS5 launched in 2020, most experts think we'll see the PlayStation 6 hit shelves somewhere between 27 and 28. So 2027 and 28. So yeah, what sort of hype about? While Sony hasn't actually released any official details, the rumor mill online is heating up. Insiders are saying that the PlayStation 6 will be a major leap forward, as always, using the latest and fastest chips from AMD. But in simple terms, that means games will look even more realistic, as if they weren't already looking realistic, yeah? Even more realistic, more lifelike than ever. So think sharper graphics, more lifelike animations, detailed game worlds. And there's also talk that Sony might offer two versions of the PS6, just like they did with the PS5. So one would have a traditional disc drive for those who like to collect physical games, and the other version would be digital only for folks who prefer downloading everything. So this gives gamers more choice, more flexibility, depending on how they like to play. But don't worry if you just bought a PS5, or you're thinking about getting one soon. Sony is still heavily supporting the PS5 and just released the the Pro version not too long ago. So that means there's still plenty of great games and updates coming for current PlayStation owners. And we're still looking forward to GTA 6, whenever that's going to come. I'm hearing that the trailer is coming out soon, but boy, who knows? But yeah, start saving up. That's all I'm going to say. For now, the PS5 and the PS5 Pro are probably still the top choices for anyone looking to enjoy the best in gaming. So there's that. Let's go for a quick break.
On some Atari Lynx games, you can link up 4 players. But there's only ever one winner. Atari Lynx, the portable video arcade. Atari Lynx has an option switch, so you can play at twice the speed. Atari Lynx, the portable video arcade.
So we're going to look beyond the familiar rectangle in our pockets and our hands and peering into a potentially more integrated future, the world of smart glasses. For years, the idea of stylish eyewear that can overlay digital information into our view has been a sci-fi dream which has been inching closer to reality, and we're finally here. While the mainstream adoption might still be on the horizon, there is a fascinating ecosystem of smart glasses already available, often from lesser known brands, who are actually pushing the boundaries of what's possible right here in places like the UK and around the world. And you might not see them advertised on primetime TV, you might not see it all over social media, but for companies like Vuzix, for example, they've been developing smart glasses primarily for enterprise applications. There are also companies such as Rokid, which have been leading the way for smart glasses and bringing it towards that mainstream adoption. And one of the reasons why you haven't really been seeing it about is because the companies that have been developing smart glasses, a lot of them primarily have been focusing on enterprise applications. So think of logistics workers, seeing delivery routes overlaid on their field of vision, technicians looking at repair manuals while they're doing repairs. These glasses often prioritize functionality and ruggedness over sleek consumer aesthetics, but they demonstrate the practical power of augmented reality in very specific professional contexts. Then you have companies such as North, which has now been acquired by Google, with their focal smart glasses, which are aimed for more consumer-friendly design, subtly displaying notifications and information. While that particular product is no longer actively sold, it highlighted the desire for smart glasses that blend seamlessly into everyday life. You know, something that many tech companies are still kind of striving for. Even smaller startups are entering the game with, experimenting with different approaches. Some focus on audio AR, providing enhanced soundscapes and information through bone conduction, while others are tackling the challenge of miniaturized displays for visual overlays. These early innovators are crucial at paving the way and exploring various form factors and functionalities that could eventually become mainstream. You might even find some of these gadgets being developed or showcased at tech meetups. We had CES earlier in the year. They had quite a few demonstrations over there. Now, this brings us to a major player with significant ambitions, Meta, the company we all know behind Facebook and Instagram, with their ongoing development of the Orion glasses. So while the full version, the fully realized version, isn't available to the public, Meta have got deep pockets. They got an extensive software ecosystem. They've got the manpower. Their focus on social interaction make their entry to the smart glasses arena particularly noteworthy. And their vision appears to be centered around creating a pair of glasses that, unlike some of the more industrial or, enterprise level early models, could be a natural extension of our daily interactions. So I predict there will be a iPhone moment where smart glasses won't just be for the tech savvy people or the early adopters. It's going to become mainstream. I don't know who's going to do it first. Is it going to be Meta with their smart glasses, because they've already teamed up with Ray-Ban? They're already, teasing the idea. I think people are going to be ready for that, and especially the price point they're coming in with as well. Or is it going to be Apple? They've gone the Vision Pro route, they've gone the VR route, and reportedly there are rumors that they are working on smart glasses, but haven't heard anything concrete yet. So it's an interesting one. And then you've got smaller companies, as I mentioned before, Rokid, and also there's some other Chinese manufacturers like Xiaomi and some others. And they're doing some pretty amazing stuff. You've got the translation glasses as well with the heads-up display. There's a lot of cool stuff being developed right now. But back to Meta with their plans. Imagine capturing and sharing experiences in a more immersive way and communicating hands-free with a subtle digital interface, or even accessing entertainment and information without constantly looking down at your phone. Their focus seems to be on bridging that gap between digital and physical in a socially integrated and, how should I put it, aesthetically conscious manner. So the challenges that these companies are facing, including Meta, are being able to miniaturize it. It's powerful technology, so it's going to be bulky. They have to work out how they're going to compromise between battery life and the size and the privacy concerns and all of that stuff. So the design part is critical. Smart glasses need to be something people actually want to wear in public, whether they're in their local town center or commuting into work or at home or out and about. But yeah, the potential benefits, however, are immense. Imagine a world where information is contextually relevant and readily available without having to look at your phone, where communication is more seamless and natural, where our physical and digital experiences are starting to blend in meaningful ways, from professionals in various industries to everyday consumers navigating their lives. That the applications for truly functional and stylish smart glasses are vast. There's a lot of potential options. Now, while the landscape of commercially successful smart glasses is still in the pipeline, the groundwork is being laid by both established tech giants and some of the smaller ones that I mentioned as well. But particularly what's of interest to me is Meta's Orion project, and that represents a significant step in this journey, leveraging their expertise in social media to envision a future where glasses could be as integral as the smartphone. And they got the experience with building out the metaverse. Whether it's successful or not, I don't know. I think that could be the thing that bridges the gap. Take a look at this video.
Our first fully functioning prototype, and if I do say so, the most advanced glasses the world has ever seen. Now, about a decade ago, I started putting together a team of the best people in the world to build these glasses. And the requirements are actually pretty simple, but the technical challenges to make them are insane. They need to be glasses, not a headset, no wires, less than 100 grams. They need wide field of view, holographic displays, sharp enough to pick up details, bright enough to see in different lighting conditions, large enough to display a cinema screen or multiple monitors for working wherever you go, whether you're in a coffee shop or on a plane or wherever you are. And you need to be able to see through them. And people need to be able to see through them too and make eye contact with you. Right? This isn't pass-through. This is the physical world with holograms overlaid on it. So if someone messages you, you will see that. And instead of having to pull out your phone, there will just be a little hologram, and with a few subtle gestures, you can reply without getting pulled away from the moment. It is an absolutely incredible amount of technology to be able to miniaturize and fit into a pair of glasses and a small puck that goes with it to help power the whole thing. All right, so how are you going to interact with the glasses? Well, there's a few ways that this is going to work. They're going to do voice and AI. They're going to do hand tracking and eye tracking, so you can select UI elements by looking at them. But there's one more way that you're going to be able to interact with them that is really pretty neat. A neural interface.
So there you have it. Could Meta be the ones to bring us to that iPhone moment, where it's like, okay, smartphones with touchscreens, that's the way we're going. So could they be the ones to bring us to the point where smart glasses are as integral to our daily lives as the smartphone? Who knows? Let me know what you think in the comments. And yeah, it's a space brimming with potential, and we'll see what happens. All right, we are back for another installment of Soundbite Challenge. So I'm going to play a soundbite, very short clip of something, might be a video game, a theme song, whatever it is. I'm going to count down from 3 to 1, and you got to guess it and drop it in the comments. But the answer isn't revealed until next week's episode. So if you know it, if you can work it out, great. And I will announce the answer on next week's podcast. So are you ready? 3, 2, 1. If you know the answer, drop it in the comments.
You are scrolling through an endless digital labyrinth where strange websites, bizarre posts, and conspiracy theories collide. A place where cursed videos autoplay, deep dive subreddits unravel reality, and the comment sections of social media posts spiral into madness. The algorithm is pulling you deeper, but where does it lead? Is it addiction? Is it the truth? Or just another glitch in the system? Welcome to Scrolling Deep. Scrolling Deep. Scrolling Deep.
So I was scrolling as you do, and I've seen, this is one of the maddest things I've seen this year. Mixed gender Ugandan wrestling. Look at this. This is just absolute chaos. What's the algorithm doing? Why is the algorithm showing me this? Anyway, let's move on. This one's an interesting one. There's an experiment to dim sunlight to fight global warming, and this has been given the green light by the British government within weeks. Why are we playing with nature? This is according to Future Tech on Instagram. It says the UK government is preparing to greenlight small-scale outdoor experiments designed to reduce sunlight exposure as a way to tackle global warming. What could go wrong? An experiment to dim sunlight. This one's crazy. A New York judge cuts off a hearing after a man sends his AI avatar to argue his case. Hey. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this week's podcast. We talked about, what did we talk about? We talked about generative AI becoming mainstream. Everyone's adopting it now. You're going to see more and more of it, probably all over your timelines. You probably don't even know it yet, but it is creating a new wave of content that you would never have seen before. The content is definitely different this year. You're seeing crazy amount of imagination, crazy amount of potential creatively. So that's interesting, and it's only gonna grow from now. And also obviously the PlayStation 6, which ain't coming anytime soon. Still waiting for GTA 6. I'll keep you posted on that. What else? Everything's going up. The tariffs are affecting the price of tech goods. If you want to buy a new TV, it's gonna cost you a lot more than it would have a year or so ago. So you gotta be smart with those purchases and make sure you plan ahead. Don't wait too long if you have to make replacements. And of course, we talked about smart glasses and eventually having that crucial iPhone moment, that watershed moment where we pivot from walking around. I mean, it's become culture globally. Like, could we actually see a point in time when we go from walking around like this, which I'm sure you've seen everyone do, going back to how we used to be? Because we've got smart glasses on and all the things that we need to be aware of when we're looking at our phones, whether it's travel information or responding to messages or emails. That's all going on inside the lens, and we're talking to it rather than, tapping and swiping. Let's see what the next couple of years look like, but there's a good chance that we are heading towards that future, and I wouldn't be mad at it. Let me know in the comments what you think. And again, if you haven't subscribed, if you enjoyed the episode, make sure you press follow on if you're locked in on audio only platform. And remember, if you want the full experience, you got to check out the YouTube. And new videos, new podcast episodes come out every Thursday. So if you haven't already subscribed and you enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit the subscribe button right now and press the bell. I'd really appreciate it. And you pressing the bell to get notifications, because sometimes the algorithm moves mad and it doesn't let you know when the new videos drop. But yeah, that's all from me this week. Hope you enjoyed the episode. With that being said, stay safe, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.